Ever seen an Olympian shoot so fast it looks like they've got some kind of supernatural sixth sense? Well, turns out they ain't got magic, just a darn good pistol. And guess what? You own the very same one. Shooting at the Paris 2024 Olympics, there's been a certain amount of social media hype around two particular competitors, neither of whom were winners. First off, we've got Yi Kim, who took silver in the ladies' 10-meter air pistol. Her stance, aura, and the way she carries herself. Then there's Yusuf Dick, and I'm butchering that name, my bad, who snagged silver for Turkey in the mixed 10-meter air pistol pairs. Now, let's be real. It's not every day non-winners get this much attention, but let's get into the actual winners, and more importantly, the guns they trust. Number 5. We have a gun so precise it can put a hole through a hole, like the same hole, over and over again. Well, that's exactly what the Steyr LP10 does. And if you don't believe me, just ask Jin Jong-oh, the man who used this very pistol to become a 4-time Olympic gold medalist. This is the gun that's been setting records and dominating podiums. If precision had a name, it'd be Steyr. This isn't some one-size-fits-all nonsense. The LP10 comes with an orthopedic grip designed to fit your hand like it was custom molded by the gun gods themselves. And if it's not perfect out of the box, no problem. Olympic shooters take it a step further, sanding, filing, and adding epoxy until it's sculpted to their exact preference. Because when you're holding a gun for hours, even the smallest discomfort can cost you a medal. This thing is an engineering marvel. We're talking an infinitely adjustable ball-bearing trigger with a 500-gram pull weight. Olympic standard. You can tweak everything. The first stage, second stage, stop point, until it breaks like a snapping glass rod. And if you're into high-tech toys, there's even an optional electric trigger model. Sights? Oh, they're dialed in for absolute precision. The LP10's front sight is movable and rotatable, meaning you can adjust it exactly where your eyes need it. The rear sight? Fully adjustable for width and depth, giving you a crisp sight picture that makes hitting bullseyes feel effortless. At 10 meters, even the slightest misalignment can cost you points. So yeah, these sights matter. And let's not forget the air system. This bad boy runs a pre-charged pneumatic PCP system with a compressed air cylinder rated at 200 bar. That's about 3,000 psi. Translation? You get hundreds of shots per fill. There's even a built-in pressure gauge so you know exactly when it's time to top it off. Most shooters use a scuba tank to refill, but if you're old school, or just like a challenge, you can use a hand pump. Just be ready to break a sweat. Price? If you want to shoot like an Olympian, it's going to cost you. The LP10 runs between $2,200 and $2,800, and it's available through specialty distributors like piltguns.com in the US. Number 4. High Standard Olympic 22 Short. Back in 1960, Lieutenant Colonel William McMillan stepped onto that Olympic stage and made history, with nothing but skill, steady hands, and a high-standard Olympic 22 short. He did what no other American had done before, won gold in rapid-fire pistol. And he did it against a field dominated by European pistols. That's like winning a barbecue competition in Texas using a fork. Unheard of. This piece of hardware wasn't just like any old plinker. The high-standard Olympic 22 short was a precision instrument built for rapid-fire competition. It had a 6 3/4-inch barrel with an integral muzzle brake, which is fancy talk for keeps the recoil so low you can sneeze harder. That's crucial when you're firing 5 shots in just a few seconds and every millimeter off means the difference between gold and maybe next time. The trigger, smooth as butter on a hot biscuit, adjustable down to 2.5 to 3 pounds, so every pull was crisp and predictable. The grips, ergonomically shaped to fit your hand like a handshake from an old friend, firm, reliable, and just the right amount of confidence. And don't even get me started on the adjustable target sights, because let's be real, if you can't see what you're aiming at, what's the point? Let's talk history, because I know some of y'all appreciate a firearm with a good story. This pistol didn't just perform well, it changed the game. Before McMillan came along, America hadn't won a gold in that event, and folks thought it would just stay that way. But he proved them wrong, putting high-standard pistols on the map, showing that U.S. craftsmanship could outshoot the best from across the pond. In fact, High Standard even dropped a commemorative series in 1980 to honor that legendary win, complete with gold-filled Olympic rings on the slide. That's right, this gun has an actual gold medal pedigree. High Standard Olympic pistols are floating around in the collector's market. They ain't making them new anymore, but that just adds to the charm, don't it? Owning one is like holding a piece of American shooting history. Number 3. Marini CM162EI. This thing is built like a Swiss watch, but with the firepower to dominate the 10-meter shooting scene. And before you ask, no, it won't turn you into an Olympic gold medalist overnight. But hey, at least you'll be holding the same tool that got Anna Korakaki that gold in Rio in 2016. The Marini CM162EI isn't just any air pistol. It was the first of its kind to introduce a compressed air system with interchangeable 200-bar cylinders. That means you get a consistent shot every single time. No pressure drops, no unexpected surprises, just pure, controlled precision. And if you think that's impressive, wait till you hear about the electric trigger. Yeah, you heard me right. This baby's got an electronic ignition trigger. Now, for those of you scratching your heads wondering what that means, let me break it down. Unlike your typical mechanical trigger, which has resistance and a bit of play, this one, zero mechanical resistance. The ball bearing system makes sure the pull is as smooth as butter on a hot biscuit, except this biscuit wins medals. Now, let's talk about what's under the hood. The barrel, carbon fiber. That means it's lightweight, durable, and deadly accurate. The grip, walnut wood, because if you're going to hold a world-class pistol, it might as well feel like an extension of your hand. And don't even get me started on the sights. This thing lets you customize everything from the front to the rear sight so that it fits you like a glove. And for all you tech junkies out there, the CM162EI also features a Bluetooth electronic board. That's right, this thing connects to your phone. You can track your training, adjust settings, and probably do everything short of ordering a pizza. Battery life? 35,000 shots per charge. So unless you're training every single day for the next decade, you're not running out anytime soon. Now, before you start looking up where to buy one, let's talk numbers. This beauty runs between $2,500 and $3,000. Number 2. Walther OSP. Fast, smooth, and built for gold. This here is the Walther OSP, a German-engineered rapid-fire legend designed for the 25-meter rapid-fire event. Every weird little cutout, every funky angle, every ounce of its space-age design is there for one reason: speed and accuracy. This is your grandpappy's old revolver, a fine-tuned piece of Olympic history. Recoil? Practically non-existent. The Walther OSP is chambered in 22 short, which means the recoil is about as aggressive as a gentle push from your grandma. The ported, weighted barrel and ultra-low bore axis keep this thing steadier than a preacher at Sunday service. When you need to put 5 shots on target in under 4 seconds, you don't want a gun that bucks harder than a rodeo bull. You want the Walther OSP. The grip, made by Marini, fancy stuff, was designed to put your hand in perfect alignment with the bore. Translation: less shaking, more bullseyes. Shooters describe the recoil as a soft push, which is exactly what you want when fractions of a second separate first place from being just another guy watching from the stands. And speaking of speed, the trigger on this beauty was set at 1,000 grams. That's about 2.2 pounds, the absolute minimum allowed in competition. Imagine just thinking about pulling the trigger and boom, it goes off. That's the level of finesse we're dealing with here. Everything about the OSP was optimized for speed and accuracy. The fast lock time, 5-round magazines, and perfect balance made it the king of Olympic rapid fire for over 30 years. West German Olympian Dieter Anschutz and a whole bunch of other champions trusted this pistol to claim gold. It was so dominant that when the U.S. won gold with a high standard in 1960, Walther came back swinging with the OSP, and European pistols resumed their reign. So why don't we see them in competition anymore? Well, in 2005, the rules changed. 22 short got the boot in favor of 22 LR and heavier triggers, officially retiring the Walther OSP from Olympic events. But just because it's no longer on the big stage doesn't mean you can't own one. Can you still get one? Oh, absolutely. They're out of production, but you can still find them on the secondhand market or in specialty gun shops. Number 1 is the weapon of choice for Olympic champions. And when we say champions, we mean every single competitor in the 25M rapid-fire pistol event at the last Olympics. Yeah, it's that dominant. This particular model is designed for precision, speed, and adaptability. Chambered in 22 LR, it's a single-action pistol with a modular design that allows for an insane level of customization. And if you're wondering about the price, you're looking at anywhere from $2,800 to $3,500. But for a firearm trusted at the highest levels of competition, that price tag makes sense. The Pardini SP is imported into the US by Pardini USA, a Texas-based distributor. However, if you're in California or New York, you might run into some restrictions due to magazine capacity limits, 10 rounds max. Always check local laws before making a purchase. So what makes the Pardini SP special? Well, for starters, it's not just a stock pistol being passed around. The one we had access to is actually the personal firearm of a former international competitor, complete with stickers from World Cups and World Championships. This gun has seen action at the highest levels, and it's a testament to its reliability and performance. Now, a bit of history. Pardini, an Italian firearms company, was founded in the 1970s by Gianpiero Pardini, an accomplished shooter who wasn't satisfied with what was on the market. So he did what any mechanically skilled marksman would do. He built his own. His first creation was a 50M free pistol, and from there, the company expanded into rapid-fire pistols, short pistols, and even centerfire handguns designed for IPSC competitions. Today, Pardini dominates the Olympic pistol shooting scene, with its firearms being used by top-tier competitors worldwide. One of the standout features of the Pardini SP is its anatomical orthopedic grip. Unlike traditional grips, this one is designed to mold perfectly to the user's hand. Out of the box, it comes in a somewhat generic shape, but competitors expect to modify it extensively, filing, sanding, and even adding epoxy until it fits like a glove. Once perfected, Pardini can scan the custom grip and replicate it in a solid piece of wood, ensuring a tailor-made fit for the shooter. But grip isn't the only customizable aspect. The trigger on the Pardini SP is highly adjustable, allowing shooters to modify its position, angle, and weight. It comes as a 2-stage trigger, but you can tweak it to be single-stage if that's your preference. The weight can be adjusted from around 1,000 grams for standard 22LR competition to over 1,360 grams for international centerfire events. Simply put, this is one of the most tunable triggers on the market. Another standout feature is the magazine placement. Unlike most handguns where the magazine is in the grip, the Pardini SP places it in front of the trigger guard. This design choice allows for a lower bore axis, meaning the barrel sits closer to the shooter's hand, reducing muzzle rise and improving accuracy. Have you ever shot an Olympic pistol? It doesn't matter if it hasn't won a medal. We'd still love to hear about it. Which one listed earlier in the video would you like to own? Let us know in the comment section below.